Hello everyone and welcome to Stitching Ain't Easy. My name is Ashley. Thank you all so very much for joining me today. Today I am exhausted, panicking, excited. Lots of words. Today's Friday, tomorrow is the craft fair. It's my second craft fair. I don't know if you can hear the wind today. The plan was my tables are setting outside. The plan was to put all my pretties up and organize it how I want, put it in buckets, all of those things, and take you guys along and film and yada yada yada. I know I yada yada over the best part. But we are under tornado watch. So I'm not so sure that putting, crochet items outside is such a good thing. So, getting ready to get my tables picked up before it starts to pour down rain. I mentioned I could have had an outside spot with unlimited space. I think I mentioned that. And I looked and it's supposed to rain and be like 50, so I was like, no, that's okay. So I'm glad I didn't do that, but it would have been cool. The weather would have been nice to have unlimited space. I mean, my goodness, the possibilities are endless, am I right? So I have an 8x10 spot. My hubby is going to my mother-in-law's in a little bit. We have one big white folding table. She has two white folding tables that we're going to borrow. I was going to use our card table and the white folding table. I think I'm just going to use, set up three. I should have plenty of room to set up the three white tables, and then hopefully also a white shelf that I have. There are 5. It's a pretty big shelf. Maybe even put it behind us, and then I don't know how we're setting, if we're up against the wall. I don't know. So maybe set it behind us and be able to put the blankets and things back there so you can kind of see those more instead of just laying on the table. So yeah, night before craft fair. No big deal. I'm hoping try to do this last time, like a vlog type thing. Got there, it was crazy. Like I said, we were right by a bunch of people. Vlogging was not possible. I had time to vlog, but it was just really, really crowded. And so I'm hoping that it's not going to be so crowded and I won't be so overwhelmed. Going to be more in the groove this time. We'll see. But yeah, so I was really wanting to take you guys along and show you the setup and all those things, like I said, and then tornado warning happened. So there you go. Because I really, really want to do that, just have a plan, but it's obviously not in the cards, so I need to just let that one go. I have all of my goodies are in the house. So I'm doing that, sitting there and separating things out. Writing, I have tags for almost everything, but writing, the few things I need to write out. I saw a really cool craft fair planner on Etsy. And so I was kind of considering getting that, to be honest, just not to keep my brain. I'm very much a list maker, very much if I see it on paper, okay, cool, I can mark things off, and I love marking things off. It's one of my favorite things, is being I did that. So anyway, so I've been looking at that, writing things down in my planner, considering buying the other one. It's not very much. And in the long run, once again, if you prorate it, I feel like it'd be pretty worth it. So anywho, planning the things, getting the things ready. Tomorrow is one at a local church. I feel like it's going to be a really good one. I have 3 different rooms with vendors. They're going to have a band, music, some I don't know, food trucks and things. I'm not really sure what I'll take you guys along and we'll go see, I suppose. Hopefully. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm excited. I'm just in that last little bit of getting things ready. I finished another octopus. It's just one. I made an octopus, used pink eyes. It'll be kind of different. I showed these in a different video the other day, but why not? They're right here and I'm fixing to take them in the house to put them with all the other things. So 3 amigurumi bees. I have my tower of scrunchies. I want to make more scrunchies, but I haven't yet. I have 2 big bees. Okay. And then I have this bee. I need to sew his other wing on, but kind of a fun different color bee, because I was trying to hold the Premier Chenille yarn from Dollar Tree. I was trying to hold 2 together and see if it would be the same effect as the Bernat blanket yarn, and it's not. It's still not as big. There. So that kind of stinks. But anywho, I have a couple of ear warmers that I'm working on. Yeah, so just some random things that I need to pack, put together, all that stuff. So that's what I'm doing right now. Like I said, it's just trying to like find cute things to organize, you know, the table, make it look nice and neat. I'm gonna have plenty of room this time. Last time I was planning on making, you know, doing the tables all nice, all that stuff. I started, it got really dark, was fixing to rain, much like today, and then I just ended up having 1 table, and it was very crowded. So it'll be good to be able to like spread some things out. That'll be nice. So yeah, I think it's fixing to start raining, so I'm gonna go get the tables. So okay, I'll come back in a minute. I mean, to you it'll be just a second. I don't know how long it's gonna be for me. Let y'all kind of know where I'm at. I may film a little bit inside of the house, kind of like my setup and stuff. We'll see. Breathe, just breathe. Okay, it's almost 7 o'clock at night before craft fair. I don't know if y'all can hear me at all. It is pouring down rain, so I'm very glad that I didn't get the outdoor space, because that would have been very fun. I got a couple more ear warmers finished. I got my signs and all of my things put together. I got a lot more organized. I got all of my inventory into my Square app, so that way people pay with a card, I can just hit the button like ear warmer, bulky yarn, and scan their card, swipe their card. Let's see. Yeah, I got the things situated. I'm still gonna crochet through the night. It's, like I said, almost 7, so I'm gonna go see what they're going to have for dinner tonight, and I'm going to crochet while we watch movies and hang out and stuff per usual, but still, you know, tonight crocheting with a purpose. But yeah, it is pouring down rain. We just got back from my mother-in-law's house. We went and got 2 more of the white fold-out tables, and we're thinking that will be perfect and kind of make like a U shape. Still maybe take the one tall shelf, the 5-tier shelf. I haven't shown y'all yet, but there's like a 5-tier, like a white shelf. Still maybe take that just to set it behind us for blankets and things. I mentioned that before, but anyway, we have 3 tables now instead of 1 and a card table, so that'll be nice. So yeah, craft fair, bright and early in the morning. I hope it doesn't rain all night, although I don't know what difference it would make, but if it rains really hard, then I'm gonna sleep. Not want to wake up at the booty crack of dawn. So yeah, anywho, so yeah, I'm gonna go crochet some more. I'll probably have another update, and then in the morning, and like I said, I hope to vlog for you all. I don't know, fingers crossed. All right, cool. Hello, it's currently 6:30 in the morning. My big pile of yarn, getting everything ready by me. Yeah, 6:30 in the morning. I woke up feeling really rough. I don't know what is happening. I'm just doing too much. There's no telling. I'm gonna use you guys as a mirror as we talk. Yeah, I don't know. I even mentioned to Derek about just possibly not going. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm exhausted. I feel awful. So I don't know. We'll see. Craft fair adventures, I guess. I did get another head or like ear warmer finished, another hat almost finished. Since I've talked to y'all last. I think that's all. Got the tables from my mother-in-law, got everything else organized and situated. I went through last night and took my stuff out and made it like where it's gonna be cute on the table. So we'll see if we make it. All right, I'll let you go. I mean, y'all know when I know. So okay. Well, you can hear people hollering too. All right, we're at the craft fair. It's a little bit awkward, so we're gonna pretend like we're just talking to each other and everything's cool. So anyway, yes, though we were at the craft fair. We were outside. We were going to be inside. It's a little bit crowded where we were gonna be, so we decided either inside, warm and crowded, or outside, windy and cold. We chose outside, windy and cold. Any regrets? Maybe a couple, maybe some slight regrets from being out here. Here in just a second though, I'm going to put a clip in of my beautiful friend and her, well, the earrings I told you guys about last craft fair. If y'all were here last craft fair vlog, perhaps you weren't, perhaps you're new. Well, hello. But yes, last time the earrings, and I meant to wear them today. I'm mad at myself that I didn't. But they are inside. I'll go film her a little bit, show kind of her goodies. I hope y'all can even see me because the sun is right behind me and blinding. We're trying to figure out a good viewpoint that didn't have signage and other people. But right now they have fiddle players inside. I meant to tell y'all that. There's music ongoing right now. There's a band that said, yeah, they are playing some fiddles. It's pretty cool. I mean, violins, I guess, if you're fancy, but let's be real, they're fiddles. And anyway, they have food trucks. We got us some coffee. Well, I got me some coffee. I think we might get on some hot chocolate here in a second. And I hear that they have really good chicken noodles. So, anything else the people need to know? Miss B almost sold the necklace. Everybody cross your fingers. almost. You want to show them your necklace? Oh, sorry. Gonna share our brain ideas. We were just discussing, they were walking through here and there was someone on Facebook Live walking through, like showing everyone's table and all their stuff, and it was like, hey, let me showing all of our ideas. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna go in and show Miss Wren's table and some of her beautiful work. It's still pretty early. It's like 11 o'clock. It started at 9, he goes until 3, and we've made a couple sales, and a couple people have taken my card, aka my name, written on notebook paper, so fingers crossed for that. The sun's coming out, so the kids are representing with crochet wearables. I'm sitting here in my Stitching Ain't Easy pants, but you can't see them because I have a shawl on over them. It's just slightly chilly, so all right. Okay, so it's, what time is it? 2 o'clock.
2:09.
2:09. It's kind of like 4:09, but it's 2:09. I hope you guys can hear me because it's kind of windy-ish. It's warmed up. I had 2 layers on this morning, so just down to 3. Let's see, no, I had 2 jackets on. So I had 5 layers on this morning, so now I'm down to 3. That's exciting. I just got told that inside they just turned the air conditioner on, so could be worse, could be inside in the air conditioning and it being 40 degrees outside. So hey, it's warmed up. It's maybe in the 60s, I don't know. Sitting here working on a hat. I don't know, it's been okay, kind of sporadic with the people, not as successful as last time, but it's still been pretty good. They have hot cocoa and chocolate, or hot cocoa and coffee just right by us, so you can't really complain 54. Too much. You what?
54.
54.
Degrees.
50. Oh, it's 54 degrees. Okay, I'm sorry. It's not 40. It's not 45. It's 54. All right. But yeah, we're right by the coffee place, so that's pretty exciting. You know, life could be worse, right? So anyway, they've had Indian tacos and chicken noodles and all sorts of things. So what we've made, we've spent on food and drinks. So, all right. Here at my friend Ren's booth. Very cool stuff. Beautiful stuff. So cool. Okay, hello, my beautiful friends. I am exhausted, we'll be putting it real mildly. Just left Walmart, got something insanely easy for dinner. Going to get Finn from work. Craft fair stuff packed to the brim in the back of the car. Okay, so I did it. Second one in the books.
Also,
yeah. In the Walmart parking lot, it's always really awkward. I don't know why. The kids were telling me earlier, they're like, it's just like FaceTime. I'm like, I know, like BFF, Madonna Ballard keeps telling me that too. It's just like FaceTime. Just quit being worried about other people in the parking lot. Anyway, so yes, second craft fair done. It was not anywhere near, not even close to as successful as the last one. I made about half what I did at the last one. I covered booth rent, so I guess, you know, still in the black. Could be worse, right? Could be worse. The booth rent went to help the youth group and the children's church, though, so I thought that was really cool. My next one coming up is 2 days, I believe, Friday and Saturday. And I know it's Saturday for sure. I'm pretty sure it's Friday as well. She said that people can start setting up like at 3. And so it start like from 6 to 8. They're having whatever. So that might be a good thing. Especially if like, because it's at a high school. And so I feel like maybe some amigurumi might be a good thing for there. Other than that, for next time, my list of things to make are for sure washcloths, because those are a big thing. I sold some scrubbies, and I got asked several times about scrubbies. I just had some kind of different colors, nothing really like that made sense with anything. I had purple and green from Halloween, and just because I like purple and green, and so those are the colors that I had. So yeah, so I need to work on some, it's like yellows and blues or something of those, just like a, you know, something a little more versatile. Of those, I use the Scrubology yarn for those from Hobby Lobby. And so yeah, some washcloths. I'm making some of my hats, that pattern. I'm working on some of those. I'm working on some of the Vivid Dreams hat from Beautiful Jen, Cinnamon Stitches. I made some big bees. I mentioned that. I sold one of those. I think I could have easily sold the other one, but, or well, I guess not, because I didn't. But I had several people want the other one. But it was honestly pretty chilly where we were. We ended up being outside, which you've seen, I suppose, at this point. We were going to have an indoor booth, and we were like right up on top of people. And there were the 5 of us at some point, because Finn came for a while, and so it was like I couldn't even turn around, or I mean, we wouldn't have been able to even have chairs in there probably. It was real crowded. So I was just like, well, let's be outside. So we froze half the morning, and then the sun finally came out, and it stopped being so windy, and then it was time to shut everything down. Guess why wouldn't it be? But I got a few really cool ideas for like some, if we, you know, do some more like outdoor events and things like that. I got some really cool ideas. Several people had their tents, like their, you know, pop-up tents up over them, and I'm really glad that I didn't bring mine, because it just would have made it even colder. And then it was wild, like once it finally got to like maybe 60 degrees, 62, something like that, and they turned the air conditioner on in the church. So once it was finally kind of decent, outside, the back half of the church had the air conditioner on, and I had a lady come out there and tell me she was freezing inside, and I was just like, oh, you should trade places. I've been cold all morning. So that was pretty wild, because I had the heater on at first. It was nice in there. I went in there and warmed up. I mentioned they had a coffee place right there, so that was really cool. Coffee and hot chocolate and hot apple cider. Had homemade pork rinds. I didn't get in on that, but I wish I would have. So, let's see. They had several vendors. There are a lot of vendors. I think that was a lot of the deal. There were a lot of vendors, and honestly not that many people, which was kind of wild. I don't know if it's because it was sort of chilly. I'm not really sure, but not very many people. And I don't know why. Because honestly, so Derek and I were talking, we had, I feel like, pretty close to the same amount of people like walk past my booth as we did at the one that was a lot smaller. Like this one was in 3 or 4 rooms. Like I said, they had outdoor vendors and some food trucks, and it was kind of wild. So I don't know. It's kind of hit or miss, I guess, if that's kind of like the norm for things. I mean, if there are more vendors, you have less of a chance. I don't know. But then I think of like big craft fairs around here. Like, I mean, I can think of like 2 just right off the top of my head, like big name ones that people talk about a lot, and I feel like they make bank there. So I don't really know what that was about, but it made my day though. I sold one of my bees, the big bees, to a little girl. She couldn't decide between a big bee or a little bee or an octopus, and she kept saying, like, you know, if she had a big bee and a little bee, then she could have like a mama and a baby, and it'd be a family, and that would be great. And anyway, she wanted like both bees and all 3 little bees. I couldn't decide, and finally she decided on a big bee, and it was so sweet. They left and whatever, and then her grandma came back, and she was like, I just need you to know, she has the bee. She's buckling it into the baby's car seat. The baby wasn't with him, in case anyone's concerned. It was just her and her grandma, but it was so sweet. I was like, oh, thank you so much. That made my day. Oh my goodness gracious. It was so precious, so very precious. So yeah, she was buckling the bee in the car seat and just kept living on it. And her grandma was like, do you want to put it in our bag? And she was like, no, I want to hold it. It was so sweet. So that made my day. Because got to see my beautiful friend Rin and her daughter. That was so much fun. They are the ones with the beads. Link down below to her Facebook. You can get on there and order you some insanely cool earrings and have them shipped to you. How neat is technology, am I right? And she's so cute because she told me again, she's like, you need to get an Instagram or something at least. She's like, my goodness. And it's funny because she told me that she doesn't at all think that, or doesn't see me as being introverted, because I was very talkative to her because I've met her before. And so I was like, hi, like, you know, just craft fair stuff. And, yeah, and I was telling her how, like, we, you know, Derek and I will go somewhere and he's never met a stranger and I'll just stand in the corner and not really talk. But on here, it's completely different. It was really funny because I was very talkative with her. And she was like, I can never see you being introverted. I was like, well, okay. So she's sweet. Too sweet. So is her daughter. They're both just precious. And her parents, they're all so sweet. So yeah. And Finn, I'm going to have to text her here in just a second, because Finn, as I mentioned, came up there this morning. And I mentioned Ren's dad last time. He is the one that has the insanely cool paintings that I couldn't get away from that table because it reminded me of my grandma's house and I just wanted to stay there. And it was adorable because Finn went in and looked around and came back and he's like, there's this guy in there and he paints and it's so cool. And he's like, I don't know if it's wood or rocks or what they are. He's like, but it's so cool. And he paints, and there's one with the buffalo. And I was like, oh, that's what I know what you're talking about. I was like, that's the one that I liked, was the one with the buffalo. I was like, I'm friends with them. It's whatever. Like, I know them. And he was like, oh, that's crazy. I was like, yep. So, like, of all people, and it was funny because that's the one that I really, really liked the most. Well, I liked all of them. Like I said, I couldn't get away from that table last time. And so good. Okay. Welcome to the crafting caravan. This just is going to keep on going, apparently. Got a text from the hubby and it was time to go get, and then it was time to go get Finn. So didn't finish this parking lot. But anywho, yeah, like I was saying, the booth setup was different. We were supposed to be inside, and then it was just like, whatever. So we were outside. So I got to set up all 3 tables, and I really liked just kind of that clean look of it being separated out and organized. It made a little bit more sense, and that was nice. I'm noticing I got a little bit sunburnt. So, noticing that. Take your sunscreen. Noted. Let's see. Also, on the way home, I was talking to Finn. I was telling him I sold one of the amigurumi monsters from chronically crocheting. I'll link that pattern down below. It's super cute. I sold one of those, so I need to make some more of those. Just like, I feel like amigurumis and washcloths and things like that will be really good for next time for the school one. I have some more yarn to make some scrunchies out of, so I need to do that. We'll see. If I don't get them finished, that's okay. I still have scrunchies. Did sell a scrunchie though. That was awesome. It's a very hip girl, just saying. So, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I've mentioned last time maybe taking, like, making some gnome hats and just taking them with me. And I think that might be a plan. Start working on those, because I don't like taking my gnome hats. I'm afraid something's gonna happen to Norm, the gnome hat, the green one. There's a lot of fun stuff on there, like all the way to little squirrels and little just fun baubles. It has its own gnome home on the, it's supposed to be a hill in Normville, if you've been here. So anyway, it used to set in Normville and it just looked like a regular hill and like a piece of their little village, and then turns out it's a magical hat. So it has like little scenes on it, and oh, I'd be so sad if something happened to that, because there were a couple times that I was like, oh gosh, I'm like packing it and putting it away and all that stuff. So yes, I think I'm gonna do that. Just make a couple hats and then take them and have them and sell them, and ta-da. But I was going to work on some of the little monsters and things like that, and then I ended up working on hats and ear warmers because I thought those were the things that would sell. I didn't sell either of those things. So that's the other deal too that's pretty wild. It just kind of changes from, I've only done 2, but I've noticed, like, a difference in the things that people buy at craft fairs. So I guess it's good to have a little bit of everything, maybe. I had a couple people that really liked all the bright colors that I used. So that was very cool because hi, how are you? I very much like color. And I know y'all have noticed, but it's driving me nuts. Maybe you haven't noticed. Perhaps we're just talking. But all the Halloween decorations still in the back, they're not really driving me nuts because we've met. I love Halloween. This is going to go in the house, things like that. But yeah, I'm ready to change it, do something really cool with the couch and cover the blinds and just make it extra fun. And so that may be something I work on in the next little bit. Maybe I'll bring y'all along for that. Heck, I don't know. Anyway, I was just mentioning that because there's still Halloween stuff and it's the 5th of November, but it's always Halloween in our hearts, am I right? Very Tim Burton. Every day is Halloween for some of us. So it's very that. Let's see. I think that's about it. I really don't know. So yeah, it wasn't as successful. Does not at all deter me from the next one though. I'm very excited about the next one. I think there's another one, my craft fair buddy is gonna check into that, see the dates. There's another one I think after the one I have next time, which I'm hoping to be able to get in the loop. And then if not, there's one I think the weekend after that. Yeah, it'd be the weekend. Well, it'll be 2 weekends after that. In a town not very far from us. And it was really wild on the way back because we came a different way home than when we went there. And it's like 30-40 minutes from the house and it's a really long way. And we came back a different way and we were like seriously maybe 5 minutes from the town that the last craft fair was in. And I was just like, wait, is this blah blah blah? My husband's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, I blinked and we were here. Like, what in the world? So they were just right there. And then so we were talking about like if there wasn't a lake, it would have been closer than that to our house. But there's that lake in the way, so it's 40 minutes around it. That's how I get you. But anyway, so yeah, so it wasn't very far at all. The one next weekend's about the same distance. The one like in a couple weeks is about that same distance. So I'm kind of digging that. The one the weekend after is like further, but it'd be worth it. So there's that. I think that's it. It's about a whole lot of ums during this. Mostly just wanted to show you guys what happened today, how it all went. Like a little recap at the end, you know, like you do. I hope this video turned out okay. So I attempted the vlog thing. Got to see a little bit of the lake, some stuff. So I don't know, we'll see. Once again, my beautiful crafting buddies will be linked below. It'll be Ren's Facebook linked below, and you guys can click on there and order you some goodies if you would like to. Once again, as you all know, this is very much a no pressure Chanel. It was too cute though. Whenever we were there, they were like, oh yeah, like YouTube, and looked me up while I was there, and then they were sitting in there watching my videos. It's too sweet. So thank you. You are too awesome. Thank you so much. So yeah, so that was really cool. And I could just say about 5 more times. I think that's everything. Like a random recap. Let's see. I had a planner this time, so that helped me out just to kind of organize my brain into one notebook. That was fun. And I think I had everything that I needed except for sunscreen, obviously. But otherwise, it was fun. Just talking and having people, you know, look at my stuff and Bee's stuff and Squirrely Dan's things. They all had stuff. Just Stitch, there we go. Make a drinking game out of this, but that's probably not safe as many times as I've said it. So just, yeah, if you crochet, just make a stitch every time I use the word apparently. Do a double crochet there. Why not? My goodness. All right, so anywho, yeah, it went really well. It was a lot of fun. I will go back for sure. We were invited to go back next year, which is really cool. The ladies were so sweet. They kept coming around asking if we needed anything to drink or if we needed anything at all. Something. I mean, it was very sweet. So it was a really nice one for that. And I think if it wasn't so chilly, I think it would have been a better one, because people kind of started showing up once we had taken our things down. There were some different people showing up, and I mean, it was time for the craft fair to end, but yeah. So anywho, but yeah, so I'm gonna work on some amigurumi and stuff this week, try to get some little monsters and things done. I think I have enough yarn for 1, maybe 2 more bees. Fingers crossed there's enough for 2. And it was really funny. I had one lady, she was just, you know, as sweet as all get out, and she came up and she was like, just so you know, and like held up one of the big bees, and she's like, this is not correct. And I'm like, okay, you know what I do, like, you know. She's like, there's no way this thing can ever take flight with these little bitty wings. Oh, it was too cute. And I was just like, well, you know, like maybe it's a magical bee. And she's like, well, I'm just telling you, there's no chance this thing's ever gonna get off the ground. I was like, well, maybe like if we put it up on the building, give it a fair shot. She was like, hey, maybe, you know, we could try that. Anyway, she's the one that ended up buying the little monster. She was checking out the bees and checking out the octopi, and so it was really funny that she decided on the little monster dude. So but yeah, it was too cute. She's like, well, I hate to tell you, but he's never going to get off the ground. And I was like, that's a really good point. She's like, maybe double this up next time. So anyway, it was funny. But yeah, the little girl and the bee, putting her bee into the car seat, that was like that made my day. So yes. And right here. Okay. And I was bummed these were in here, and so I didn't put them on this morning. I was mad at myself. Like, I got halfway there and then went up and told them I was mad at myself that I didn't wear my earrings, because I have been wearing them. Just saying. But these are my earrings that I had on after last craft fair. These are some more Ren's makes. You guys are just gonna see the ring light. Let's try this. Oh golly, where'd we go? Okay. Anyway, I was wild. Y'all got, it was as dark there as it was here, but I couldn't even see for a second. Anyway, these are her earrings she makes. These have sage. You can't see them. I think that's just me. I think it's just the phone adjusting and my eyes not being into it. But anyway, yeah, they're sage. And there's some glitter. You can't see them at all because of that darn ring light. I assure you, they don't have eyeballs. I promise. But they're fantastic, and she does such beautiful work. So I love them. And she said that she has some, I mentioned this last time, that they like are out the back and you can smell them. These don't, but I love the way sage smells. She has some that are cedar. Insanely cool. So, and then the porcupine quills, she said that she does that herself. I'm just like, wow. So, I mean, obviously she makes them herself, but she, like, that whole process she does herself, which is too cool. So check her out, her and her daughter, if you would like to. No pressure, Chanel, but she's really cool stuff. Double crochet. So anywho, I'll let y'all go because I don't know, I'm all rambly. I need to go help them see what they're having for dinner. I got really easy stuff because, yeah, I don't think anyone's in the mood to make dinner, so I got something really easy. They have options though, so that's cool. But anywho, all right. So yeah, I have another one next weekend. Be working towards that. Hopefully I'll get my crochet-tober blanket finished. I don't know, we'll see. I make no promises. I have a couple of you that are like, I don't know if I'm going to get it finished this year. Thank you. Hat tips, thank you, because October just completely got away from me. I don't know how else to say it, so Anyway, before long, we will all have our Crochet-tober blanket. It'll be fun. It'll be a good blanket. So thank you all so very, very much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderfully, wonderfully blessed day. Please stay safe. Whoop. Nope. Please stay safe. I'll talk to you all very soon.